Hello, everybody. I am so thrilled to be here with the incredibly beautiful and generous Mita, who is the creator of this incredible series of interviews, Reignite Your Passion,
And
Path,
path. Yes.
Purpose, Get
Oh,
Clarity. I want her to talk all about it and why it is that, and why I got really excited about it when she asked me to be part of her summit. So I'm just 1 second, because I'm just like gonna dive in, Mita, for a second here.
sure.
I got excited because I know that there's a lot of women out there who, at one point, they were just like so gung ho, right? Like, I'm gonna train, I'm gonna do all these things. I'm an athlete. I've got this, and you just like had this energy and this drive and this like purpose. And now it's like it feels complicated. It's like, okay, I know that I'm supposed, like, I feel like I want to, but I don't, and I don't know how to bring it back. And am I just not motivated? Where did that passion for that next level kind of go? And so I thought that's kind of like where I want to go with you today. And so this is how we're going to do it. First, I want you to introduce yourself and let us know,
Sure.
like, where is this beautiful person coming from and who are you? And then I want to, yeah, just kind of give us a bit of an idea of why this summit might be something that they would be interested in.
Sure, no problem. So I'm Nita Wise, and the summit Reignite Your Path and Passion and Purpose. And it's for women who really want to get clarity, who want to be able to take those next steps to reignite that dream or that passion, that athleticism, that all of the above, right? So that you can make those shifts that you really want to make. You've either been wanting to make them for a long time, or perhaps they're new directions or new things that you'd like to make. So that's what this event is about. And we have plenty of speakers, and Tennille is one of them. And you know, Tennille is amazing. What's your topic, Tennille?
Oh boy,
I know what it
can I
is. I
talk
have
about? I'm always talking about integrated health,
it's
and
it's called, actually, I have it right here. It's called Embrace Your Physical Power and Strength. So you won't want to miss Tennille's, and Tennille's on day 2 of this 5-day event with several speakers. So definitely make sure you listen to Tennille, sign up and listen to her. And you know, this event is really all about tapping back into yourself,
Hmm.
right? So that you can get clarity, you can move forward, basically, right? Whether you're going to move forward in a little baby steps, which is often what we do, or whether you're going to move forward in a big leap, or whether you're just going to get clarity and you know that you need to wait, whatever it is for you, right? And as an athlete or an exercise person, and as Tennille was saying, you know, perhaps you had that drive, right? And then you're looking at yourself and you're wondering, well, I did have it. Do I still have it? That kind of a thing that Tennille was just talking about. I think that one of the things that's really important when you're in that space is you to reconnect with self. So instead of like pushing yourself, saying, well, you know, like I should be, I'm an athlete, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, or I'm an exercise person and I need to be doing this. And it's just to take stock and to come back to yourself and figure out and let yourself give you those signs and those suggestions. And you know, you can come back to yourself in many ways, right? So one of the ways is really just to meditate and pray. You know, we all sort of know these things, right? But sometimes we don't always put them in practice. Is to do some daily visualization,
Hmm.
to do some daily reframing, so that when you do find yourself in those thoughts like, oh, you know, I'm not sure where I'm going, or do I really want to do that? Or maybe I want to do that, but I'm not. Whatever it is, and you hear these thoughts going around and around in your head, right? So you want to reframe and you want to take a break. So, you know, energy goes where your energy is. So if you've got your energy in this sort of cycle or in these thoughts that aren't necessarily helpful, you want to reframe and bring yourself back into some thoughts that are. And one of the ways that also that you can do that is to really look at your deeper why. Like, why do I want to be an athlete? Or why am I an athlete? Or why am I an exercise person? Why do I want to do this? And or do I still want to do it? And to look at your deeper why. And to explain that is really, I just give you like a real quick example is like,
Mhm.
what's your goal? I want to make $100,000. But what's the deeper why? Why do you want to make $100,000? Like what is it going
What
to
does that
do?
give you? Yeah.
Yeah, what's it going to do for you and other people? So those are some of the things that could help you in this event, because we've got speakers who are speaking to all of those different kinds of things, to motivation, to clarity, to reigniting your path, your purpose, how to
Mhm.
take the next best steps. And they're giving daily tips that they're giving tips for you so that you can um, use that in your daily life to help you get through these periods of time where you're having those kinds of thoughts
Yeah.
and feelings.
I think it's super interesting because I have been having some conversations with some of my athletes, and it's like, how life like throws obstacles in our
Yeah.
way. Like somebody got sick right before this race that's coming up, and it's hard to show up for it when you're not feeling really well. And then another athlete has been dealing with some hip issues, and she's like, is the world trying to send me a message? Because in this particular event that she's going to, there's a forest fire and nearby, and they don't know whether to cancel it. And she's just like, okay, like what is going on? Like, am I supposed to not show up? And like, I think what's really fascinating is to when we look at that deeper why, there's a couple of levels that I'm just thinking about here that I just love.
Yeah.
Like I love this way of thinking, right? Like I love what you are,
Right.
the questions that you're asking. I get so excited about these stuff. It's what do you want? Like what do you, like some of the things it's like it's look at your deeper why, and to answer the question, what do you really want? What are you going to move toward?
Hmm.
And then what I love is that you bring in this get like reconnect to yourself. And is that want yours? Is it because somebody else said? Is it because of habit? Is it like that want and the why, and kind of putting those up at like kind of they're a little bit different, they're kind of the same. And then saying, okay, well, what is dictating? What is dictating that path that I'm on? Is it fear? Like, what are all those pieces?
Right.
And remind me, Mita, because I seem to remember that you've been all around the world and
Mhm.
reconnecting to self. Like you've been like literally, this is what you've done. You've been to India. You've gone to great lengths to understand this process. And so you say meditation. And what is it? Just tell me a little bit about like when we think about an interview series, I think there's so much about the personality that is like hosting the series. And you're such a gentle and generous person. Like you're convincing, like you've got this
Mhm.
passion and this fire, but it's in sort of just like, come here. And it's like a big warm hug. And just like, come into my and have some tea.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that you feel that way.
Yeah, but so tell me, like, just give us a little glimpse into you, and why it is that your questions are going to elevate this, because it's a lot of like there's these experts and these people that are studying it, but it's really the questions that you're going to ask them that brings out this whole ignition of passion and the path and the clarity.
Right. Well, A little bit about me is just that I have a background as a registered nurse, became a hypnotherapist, an energy therapist, a reflexologist, a whole bunch of different trainings, right? That is sort of in a toolbox. And this toolbox sort of is something I can draw upon when I'm working with people. And that combined with love and dedication really means that I'm really there for you. I'm from New Zealand. I live in Los Angeles, and like you said, I've been to India many times, and I meditate, and I've done so many meditation ceremonies and different meditations over the years. So I think that that brings sort of like a deep awareness that I can bring into my work with people, so that I can have them look behind, not just where they're at consciously, or where they or the situation that they're currently in,
Mhm.
but they can look at the whole of you, the spirit, the mental, the physical, and they can look beyond just their current circumstance. And I think it's really important to be really honest with yourself, particularly if you're talking about an athlete who's wondering, why am I not going forward? Am I motivated still? Is this still is to have to really take a period of time, like I said, to reconnect with yourself and to be really honest. Like, have things changed in your life?
Mhm.
Have you changed? Is this still your dominant goal? And if it is, and it's this is still, but you're still struggling, in that area, then we need to attend to that struggle, right? But just in the beginning is to reconnect and be really honest with yourself. That's how I feel.
It's interesting because so much of what we do as athletes is that we connect to ourself in body. Like me,
Mhm.
certainly. Like I'm a very physical person. Like I want to, that's how I connect. It's physically. And I'm just
Right.
like, but what it the gap that is apparent sometimes is, and we don't necessarily talk about it, is that spirituality and that soulfulness. And I think that that's where you're getting at, is also where can we open up that space so that there's a greater connection to our physical selves, because we are really complete and whole
And
and
aligned. We're aligned, right? And so
aligned.
that does, it
Mhm.
helps your physical, it helps everything with the physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. Yeah.
I love it. Well, Mita, is there anything else that can you just give us the dates? Can you remind us of when this is happening, when they need to sign up by?
Yes, it's Reignite Your Path and Passion. It's a free virtual event with 20 speakers, and it runs from June 21st through June 25th. And I'm sure Tennille is going to give you the link. So
Yeah, again.
I'm just really grateful to be here, Tennille. I'm really grateful to have you on board. You're such a lovely light spirit and a burst of energy. And thank you for having me on here today. I really appreciate it.
Well, I'm thrilled to bring you to all of my beautiful people and athletes thriving in perimenopause and beyond. Take
Yay.
care.